Hello, everyone. Sorry, I was muted for a second. Hi. Sorry about this week. It's been a very weird week. And, uh, anyway, I got my power, like a literal, like, fucking the house power situation under control. I had to fight Zeus to get this shit under control, apparently. And this will be the fourth time I've had to fight this boss. So hopefully, everything goes well. Not because this boss is difficult. No, it's because every single time I attempt it, I have to. The power dies out before the autosave kicks in. How are you guys doing today, though? I hope you guys are going well. Ouch. I'm doing relatively alright. You know, just a bit. Today, actually, I watched the new Blue Beetle movie. My honest opinion, pretty good, actually. Only thing I could really say that, like, is, I don't think there's really any issue. It's definitely a step up for DC, especially when you look at their previous movies. Nothing's like exactly Citizen Kane, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, no. I mean, it was still pretty good, I would say. It was pretty funny, I will say that. That's the one part about I'll say. Pretty funny. And well, I don't usually say this as like that's why you should watch it. If you are Hispanic, you do get a lot of it in terms of like a family message, I guess. I don't know. It definitely does give you like that whole like if you grew up in a Latino family, you understand when you watch it. It definitely feels like it's made by someone who's lived that life. If that makes sense. It's not the primary message. It's more like definitely like more like generic family oriented, but like there's definitely a bit more to glean out of it if you get what I'm saying. If you're sniffing what I'm scratching, if you're tasting what I'm serving, you get what I'm saying. Otherwise, the action scenes were all right. The CGI was sometimes better than I thought it would be, and a lot of times a lot worse than I thought it could be. It's a weird mix that I don't really know how they accomplished it. I mean, good for them that they somehow accomplished simultaneously good and bad CGI. But I don't know. Besides that, only other things I gotta say about the movie are what else? The villain is, I mean, definitely, definitely what you would expect in terms of it, but like, you know, it's a pretty solid villain, I guess. I wasn't surprised during the movie, if that makes sense. But I don't know, I feel like there's some merit to being able to, like, I feel like people nowadays especially like with like how cynical they are in movies and how like sometimes predictable they can be. And I'm not like gonna lie and say like they're not. There are films that, like, you know, are a bit, you know, you can basically figure out everything they're gonna do. But and this film is definitely one of them. I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone that does want to watch, but it's definitely like, you know, there is a death that came in the film that was very much like, you know, I saw from the very beginning, and it's like, okay. It's a pretty sad death, I will say. But it's not like, you know, it's definitely, if you go in with like a decently high brain cell count, you figure it out pretty fast. Let's put it like that. Also, will this... Good lord, can you not? There you go. That was more annoying than it needed to be. Alright. Can I just snipe them from down here? I've never used a bow. Used the bow here, so like, you know, let me see how this goes. Huh. There's no way to get a clear angle. Okay, whatever. The hard way. Okay, that was... interesting. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's a clear shot. Okay, well, he can figure that out by himself. Okay. Especially since we're running a bit low on arrows already. But no, I would say definitely one of the better DC films that have come out recently, especially in light of The Flash, which is from what I've heard, I never watched it personally because everything I heard about it at best made it sound like That's the best I heard. It made it sound that it was kind of and at worst it was, you know, like holy shit, this is bad. So, you know, I mean, good plot. The actor who plays Blue Beetle, he does a pretty good job. I know he's from Cobra Kai. He does a pretty good job with it. Definitely could tell he was having fun with the role. And that's all I really asked for. Especially when you got a goofy superhero like this. Not goofy, but like Blue Beetle's, like, you know. Definitely not in like Marvel's, like well, not DC's, like DC's like top 10 like most popular characters. If you get what I'm saying. It's no offense against it. I think it's a pretty cool character. Especially the power, which is just like... It is a pretty cool power. It's just... if I had one other complaint, I feel like they underutilized the power set of the main hero. Blue Beetle, I mean, like, it's like you're wearing an Iron Man suit, right? Which is all well and good, right? But you're wearing an Iron Man suit that is like that has the ability to generate any weapon you can think of, basically. But like, they make like basic like laser guns and swords. He does make one pretty cool like Buster Sword-esque thing that shoots out like lasers, which is, you know, I'll admit that's pretty cool. But that's like the one cool thing I feel like they did with it. Everything else kind of felt like a... Not necessarily bad, but you know. They could have done so much more with it. Like, why not have this fuck... Also, you can just skip this fight for free. If you just shoot him. With a power enough spell? Okay. I'll take a freebie. That is a freebie. Alright. Got Finger Slayer Blade. That means we can leave. Vacate the premises. Go back to Ronnie. And continue our brutal simping. Just our brutal simping right now. I hate to do it. I hate to do it. But no, like, I mean, like, you make one cool sword with a character that can make, like, he's literally, it's not like me, like, oh yeah, in the comics or whatever, or like on his wiki page, it says that he can create whatever weapon he wants.
Even in my, it is in thy possession.
It's literally told to him by his suit that, like, oh yeah, no, straight up, you can just make whatever you want. I don't really, there's no like how do I say it, ceiling with this. That you can just do whatever you want. Which I find to be a very cool power. Because, like, why not just create fucking Mjolnir? Why not just create, like, just, like, endless streams of like, insanely powerful weapons? Like, the sky is the fucking limit. Just do what you need to do, Chief. But, you know. Again, I think the movie was pretty alright. If I had to give it a number rating out of 10, 7 out of 10, I feel like is a pretty generous one. It definitely had problems. It's a pretty, like, predictable plot. And, again, that's not a bad thing, per se. having a predictable plot, I feel like, is good for like the viewers. Like you feel like they're able to figure it out along with the movie. And that's one thing I do not like with a lot of different movies or whatever, or games or games. I feel like this is a crime that a lot of movies and games have like, you know, have done, which is they will make the plot so incomprehensibly like crazy and like not legible, essentially. Like no one's gonna be able to, no one can predict it. And when it does have a predictable path, it doesn't make sense when it isn't. You know what I'm saying? I never watched the Game of Thrones, which I know, sue me. It was just when I was growing up, it wasn't really my thing for fantasy adventures. I'll probably watch it at some point in the future when, you know, I'm maybe feeling it, but as of right now, I'm not really feeling Game of Thrones. All I know, the only things I know is the ending was absolutely garbage. And from what I can tell from the ending, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, but basically the ending was like an absolute pile of hot shit, because it's like one thing to have like, it's like one thing to have a twist ending, right? But the twist ending has to make sense. And from what I heard, I'm not sure if it was like necessarily like a twist ending, but they basically like flipped the entire plot on its head to make this ending happen. To the point where like basically all the previous seasons did not make sense. Again, this is from what I've heard. And it's like, yeah, goddamn, that's like a... I could understand that. So I can appreciate when a movie decides to do a predictable plot, but it still has to be a good plot. You know what I'm saying? It still has to do something that works. You know what I'm saying? But also, I do enjoy twist endings. I do enjoy. I'll admit I'm a bit of a twist ending enjoyer, perhaps. It's a bit dumb of me, I know, but I think they're pretty neat sometimes. Where's the third one? Okay, there we go. Damn it. Ah, screw it. I'll just drink this. Hey, how about this, buddy? I have a real one. Mine's better. Oh yeah, this is so much easier because he's stuck in the animation. I'm gonna be sniping these guys. I will say, the characters besides besides our main character, how do I forget the name? I believe his name is. It's pronounced Kami. I believe that's what's pronounced. It's like a it's supposed to be like it's pronounced. It's spelled Jamie, but the J is silent. That was a loser. Okay. Fuck off. Really? Okay. Okay. But no, 7 out of 10. George Lopez was actually a pretty cool part of the movie. It's been a while since I've seen him in anything, really. I know he's done other projects. I don't think that, but like the last time I've seen this man do anything was on like Nick at Night on like the George Lopez show. Real ones would know it when he woke up at like 3. When he woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning as a kid, when you left Nickelodeon on, and then you would just fucking see, you would just wake up. All my friends in a low ride. If you all know that, then like you're a real G. You know how it is. So, shocking to see him play another character that isn't just himself, but on TV. Which is weird to say now that I think about it. I can use the runaway like a little bitch method. And he can't do nothing about it. Oh, that's something he can do. Okay. No, I did not mean to shoot that final one. All right. This is just free shots. Okay. What? Bro, you can stop backing me up all the way over here. Oh my god. The annoyances of a bow build, people. You're constantly backing up. Backing up, backing up, backing up. God is fucking... Gods Can Do are gonna be a nightmare now that I think about it. Alright, almost got him. There we go. All said and done with him. But yeah, if you had any reservations about Blue Beetle, I mean, if I had to describe it in the most proper way, it's on the level of like a good Marvel movie that came out, but not like a good Marvel movie that came out after Endgame that wasn't No Way Home, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and that's about it. I don't know, like Shang-Chi or something like that. It's about that range. So if you like Shang-Chi, then like you'll probably like this one. Which I consider. I liked Shang-Chi. It was pretty alright. Wasn't my favorite film of the year, but with the schlock that Marvel's been putting out, and oh boy, they pump out some schlock, just like some really crappy shit. Especially as of recently, it's kind of a joke how they just I could go on for hours about that. How what is it? I mean, like, Marvel movies of recent... I don't think I'm the first person to ever say this, and I won't be the last, ever, really. But... they're fucking annoying. They're like... it's just annoying, because they can be so much better. No Way Home is like... No Way Home, I like No Way Home, but it's like, not peak cinema. It's like... it's just a pretty good Marvel movie in terms of what was pushed out recently. And Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is a straight up, it's just a good film. It's not like, again, it's not peak cinema, but like, especially considering what's been coming out, it's pretty good. It's pretty damn fucking good. And mind you, I'm not considering Across the Spider-Verse for obvious reasons. That's Sony Animations. That's not Marvel Cinematic. Though if you're watching this, you're probably into that type of nerd culture like I am. But yeah, no, they how do I describe it? I think the worst example was probably Ant-Man Quantumania. I never watched it because every single one of my friends that ever watched it told me, listen, Lucky, just don't. It ain't good for you. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, you have better opportunities like living just going through life in general than dealing with this bullshit. It does not help that I saw the clips on Twitter,
I hadn't expected now the
and
eliminate the
it doesn't look good.
Before eliminate the name of I will not.
Hey, this is my brother.
The baleful shadows which prowl these lands. The name of Rani, I will not.
We are right now. I am simping for Rani right now, doing her quest line. Mostly just because I gotta take care of Astel as a remembrance. I had to fight Regal Ancestor, the deer dude, 4 times, not because he's a difficult boss, because the power went out 3 separate times, and the autosave did not kick in all 3 times that I fought him. Does this guy actually give anything? Whatever. Ouch. Alright, I'm about to do a minor bit of tomfool. Oh, fucking hell, the rocks. .50 caliber sniper rifle right here. What? Okay. Looks like both of our aims are off, I will say. No, I just finished talking about Blue Beetle. I gave it like a 7 out of 10, I would say. Definitely could have been better, but like, you know. I'm happy with what we got. It could have been a hell of a lot worse. Especially in consideration like what happened with the Flash. Which led to the whole like Marvel movies aren't good nowadays type of argument. That's comical. I hate these ants, so you know, it's good to see them suffer. Oh, I'm aware. Ants and like giant ants, like if they were to actually exist, would be horrifying. I would never wish walking upon one of them on my worst enemy. That sounds horrifying.
You're afraid?
I'm not exactly aware of the phenomenon, Michael, but
of the demigod. Each of us, which is when
yeah, I kind of imagine that's what the case
I
is.
not the two thing and the baleful. I turned the baleful.
Anything important up there that would be neat?
Well, I know there's a great ghost aboard.
Not really. I'm not using summons. Okay. I free the ants. And how does it not forgive me, thank me? It starts attacking me.
Utterly horrific. You fucking donkey.
Alright, now watch this.
Freaking.
Jesus, okay. Oh yeah, if I kill one, they all fall like dominoes.
Why don't you hit them all with the orbital strike?
Because the orbital strike's not as accurate against smaller targets. What?
Pincer.
Okay. Come on, just keep on dying. Okay, there we go. There we go. I hate these guys so much. They deserve all the pain and suffering they deserve. Not that they deserve, but that they get. Okay, whatever. Ignore this fucker. But no, Marvel movies. That's where I was last at. But no, Ant-Man Quantumania, I did not hear good things about. And but that's not the only ones. There's of course all the Marvel TV shows, which are
Even Goliath remained, though he was a collide.
bit of a joke, not gonna lie.
I must be another one. Let's forget what.
It's kind of, not kind of, it's like, when you see that they can do, that Marvel and Disney can make something good. They can make something that, like, they can cook, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a one-time anomaly, it was something that they can actually do. Regularly.
Oh, Shadow, thou art the last. Tell the two fingers that Rani the Witch cometh to rend thy flesh with a fateful wound, ne'er to heal.
He has some weird AI when you handle him at range. Alright, so funny thing, I think arrows normally cause bleed. It's like, have you seen what an arrow does to you? It's not exactly, you know, a clean process. Nope. Can't let you get close, buddy. I think his AI is just not made for ranged battles. Like, I've done a mage build against him that was ranged. Okay, now he's just dodging.
Beautifully formed. My thanks. 'Twas more of a challenge than I envisioned.
I wouldn't say it was a challenge, Ronnie. Alright, thank you.
Farewell, my dear. Tell Blythe and E.G. I love them.
But you're supposed to love me! I think you already told me that, so it's whatever. But no, like, what, like with the TV shows. There's... The only alright ones, I would say, are, WandaVision, which is... I would say it's pretty good for, like, the first 4-5 episodes. But, like, that finale just kind of ruins it for me, really. It's like... How do I describe it? I love Wanda as a character. I think she's a brilliant character in terms of design, in terms of her motives and everything. It makes complete sense why she is acting the way she is in this scenario, right? She's lost so many people close to her time and time and time and time and time and time again. And she finally loses the one person that would ever, like, that's ever been shown to truly understand her. And it's kind of just like a... But, of course, just because she's lost something does not mean she gets to take away things from other people. It's not... Things don't work out that way, if that makes sense. At least that's what I would say. That's how it should go. You don't get to hurt people just because other people hurt you. Especially people that literally did nothing to you. And I know Wanda didn't do it intentionally at first. She didn't even... I get the feeling that she kind of realized it, but also at the same time didn't really realize it. She seemed, at least in the first episode, she did genuinely seem a bit confused as to who was calling in. No, I feel like she figured it out pretty fast, honestly. But no, like, she gets at the end of it all, right? I'm not asking her to be tarred and feathered. I'm asking for simple acknowledgement of, like... I mean, she did acknowledge it, technically. But it's like... Did she? Like, even the one lady, I forget her name. The lady that's in the new Captain Marvel movie or whatever. She has like light powers or whatever. She says like they'll never understand what you sacrificed for them. And it's like you sacrificed your fake kids so that these people can have a very real life. You know what I'm saying? They're like they can have control over their very real life back, and it's like again, no hate. I'm not. I think Wanda's a perfectly good character. That I find her extraordinary in terms of this is totally believable that this could happen to someone, right? Someone this distraught with grief and sorrow just slowly breaks, essentially. Until she literally is puppeteering people so that she can finally have a perfect life back. Which, you know, again, I feel like it's still very fucked up of her. Like, I don't think people... It's sad that she does it, But not because, like, you know, it's not because, like, you know, girl boss status or whatever. It's like literally like, oh yeah, she mind wiped and not mind wiped. She forcibly made people basically live her own fantasy while they were fully cognizant and aware of what was happening. I think the scariest part about it is when people were not being controlled by her. In terms of like it would be shown when Wanda Vision, but the technically the illusionary, but like, you know, not illusionary Vision, because I mean he was technically real within the bubble, like he was his own person or whatever. He had impact. He could fight people. He could fight his old the actual Vision's body, which is strange. I'm not sure why he can do that. It's not to say like that's a bad thing. It's like more a matter of, I guess the theory is that Wanda can create such powerful illusions that they are straight up just physical. But like Vision and her kids are still, like, you know, fictional, right? It sucks for her. And I can imagine it's a very tough decision for her to have to do. But I feel like people have the right to be mad at her when she... Oh my god. I'm not having a good time with this boss fight. If you haven't figured it out yet. Nope. Ugh, that hurt. But no, I will say, if WandaVision can strike up such a conversation in terms of people can... Again, I don't feel like Wanda's actions were good. And I feel like most people besides Wanda stands, like, if you've been on Twitter and you've seen Wanda stands, you'll know what I mean by that statement. Wanda stands are fucking wacky, but like, I mean, it makes sense. Everything for her in that universe was real. Also, we need to start investing in mind. I dare say we should change our minds. I maybe deserve that one. Can you stop conveniently knocking me out of my animation whenever I have a good opportunity to use this attack? Did it just not go off? Ouch. Okay, I guess I'm free aiming. Good lord. Astel's a bitch to handle. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's stop with the Radon Rain isn't really working. So let's do the free aim strat. Okay, there goes the Radon Spear. Oh, that's brilliant. Meteorites! I love meteorites! Good lord. Stop with this bullshit. Stop moving. Okay. Okay, looks like we're stuck with our regular arrows. Alright. We can manage it. There we go. Let's go. Decent amount of XP for that one too, so that's pretty good. I forgot to grab the fucking the what's it called? Wedding ring. Alright. I need arrows, so I'm gonna farm for a little bit. if I want to talk about an ending that really ruined the show, that would easily be Falcon and Winter Soldier. Falcon and Winter Soldier was pretty alright, I would say. Its message was pretty solid. Its themes were pretty fun. The fights were actually very nice. CGI was pretty much limited because, you know, I mean, they had CGI, obviously, because, like, you know, Falcon is flying around, but, like, it's more a matter of, like, you know, it's far less noticeable, and most of the fights don't include it just because, you know, they're all, like, just people punching each other and kicking each other. Or shooting at each other, which is like... Okay, you can't exactly... You can only fake that so hard. And, like, you know... Like, CGI fights are always, I will say, like, the worst opponent. But no, the message is actually pretty solid in terms of how it described what it would be like to have a black Captain America, which... People can say what they will about it. It would be a very big deal to have a black Captain America in terms of how people would view it. I think it's pretty fucking sick. But there are people that just, you know, think it's weird, think it's things that are not very kosher to say. So I'm kind of... But I think it's a pretty cool idea, honestly. My problem with it is that they take all that perfectly good messaging. They take everything there. Well, they don't take away the Black Captain America part, but they take away the idea of the villain, which is a very intriguing villain of someone who actually did benefit from the snap, from the blip, as they call it. Because of course, when you snap half of life out of existence, the economy is gonna change for some people, obviously. And for some people, it's not as good as they want it to be. For some people, it's a lot better than it was.
It's baby.
Just to, you know, expect everything to go back to the way it was. The second, everyone comes back is kind of a strange ordeal. How would you solve that, right? It's not just the little things. It's like, for example, someone moves into a person who got snapped. They moved into their house. Of course, when that 4-year period when, like, you know, everyone's gone, right? Then, like, there's no reason to not move in, right? Like, I mean, I don't want to be mean about it, but, like, yeah, I mean, I'm moving. If I can get a house for super cheap because some guy got snapped out of existence out of it, because I imagine that would drive the housing prices down, obviously, right? My way of looking at it is, like, it would, mostly because, like, there's less people actually wanting to buy houses now, right? That's just me, though. And I forgot to get the fucking wedding ring. Ah, jeez. Sorry. Talking about Marvel. But no, the ending is kind of just like it throws away all that ideology and just goes, listen, we gotta just try harder, guys. We really gotta come together and solve this. And it's just like, I mean, technically you're not wrong in the sense, but it's like, technically you're not wrong in the sense that, like, yeah, this is like a global issue that needs like a lot of people, including important people in power, to help. But just saying you need to do better to people that have been actively profiting off of these problems and actively, you know, trying to shut down people that are suffering from these issues is like the wealthy ghoul issue. You know what I'm saying? Just saying you need to do better doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? It kind of just changes their entire mess. It kind of changes the message of just do better, which is like, saying doing better is a very lazy way of like basically trying not to say anything. That's just me, though. Alright, let's see how much damage this does. Ouch. I swear, he just happens to move out of the way at the very last second he can. This thing still is powerful. It's just, you know. Hitting him with the yoinky spoinky. What the fuck? Good lord, frostbite. Okay. Good lord, frostbite just allowed him to eliminate my health bar. But no, if you get what I'm saying there, it's kind of just saying do better while not like telling them to like not actually. It feels empty. It feels hollow about saying that. That's the best way of saying it, I would say. Like, I can tell people to support support the LGBT community, and I truly do believe that's something that we should be doing. But just saying it is not, you know, it's not something that's gonna help. You have to back up actions with words. And I get they're not in the show. They're not supposed, in context, they're not supposed to immediately take action after this. But I'm saying, like, good lord. Okay. I got unlucky there. I don't know why I tried to get on torrent when I was trying to dodge the Adula blade. Yeah, that was a burp. And then what other shows came out? There was Loki, which is... Oh, I have so much stuff to talk about with Loki. One, there's a problem that I always have with time travel stories, and that's because it involves time travel. And I'm not saying time travel is an interesting concept. I think it's a very interesting concept. But I think most of the time, people do not play consistent to their rules at all. Leaving the people watching and reading time travel stories very confused. And people will say, like, you know, just get good or whatever. Like, there's genuine plot holes in time travel stories that just can't be fucking, you know. And also, there's genuine plot holes, which is for one, like, you know, okay, fine, plot holes in a time travel story, whatever, right? Big whoop-de-doo, right? Ouch. But it's a matter of... It's not even just that. It's a matter of once you add time travel to a story, it's there. You know what I'm saying? Unless the writer literally writes it out, it's there for the rest of our days. You know what I'm saying? I think the best example I know about is that Harry Potter, and I don't even read Harry Potter, I just know about this shit, is that J.K. Rowling made these, like, neat, like, time watches or whatever. I forget, I don't remember the name. I was never really into Harry Potter. But they make these time watches that are there to, like, that are made to, like, you can go back in time and change events, right? But this then rightfully led people to ask, okay, why don't you use said time travel device in literally the next book when someone dies, right? Like, someone, like, literally died in the book, right? Which is like, oh, sad, right? Because I think it was a pretty beloved character. Correct me if I'm wrong. But people like this character. So then they killed him off, and then they put... And then people were like rightfully just like, I'm not saying like righteously asking, I'm just saying like people were logically asking, why not just use time travel, right? It's an option that clearly any 12-year-old knows how to do. It's not something that's just limited to like ancient, highly powerful wizards or whatever, right? It's something that, like, again, like a literal 12-year-old can use it. So that brings up the question, why not just use it? J.K. Rowling's response was to write them out of the story, which is okay, I guess. If you want to write it out of the story, then fine. If you figure out that there was complications that made the story that didn't work with the story, then write it out. That's fine. But do it in a way that, you know, feels genuine to the people asking the question, right? Instead, they had like I remember the kid's name, Dudley or whatever. Harry's like a cousin or whatever. You go like, oh yeah, I accidentally knocked it all over. Like that this so happened to hold every single one of these time traveling watches in the world. Which is just like, what? At least make it conceivable, right? Like in Back to the Future, a movie with, I will say, plot holes. It has its problems. But it rightfully explains why time travel is no longer an option. And that's because they figure out that time travel is just, you know, not really worth it at the end of the day. And sure, Doc gets to use it, and he does use it. But I think that's a matter of, that's just him choosing his own life at that point. But he's not changing history, he's going around because he wants to go around with his family and do shit like that. They're not breaking the laws that they previously stated were there. If that makes sense. Because they stopped time traveling because, well, time traveling was causing hella problems. Sure, it did fix problems, but the time travel is what caused the problems in the first place, right? It's like saying nukes are the solution to it, mutually assured destruction is a solution to nukes, when like nukes are the whole reason why we need mutually assured destruction in the first place, right? It's kind of like that. Yeah. Oh, apologies. Yeah, we don't need any of these here. I'm just gonna use them. Yeah, let's just increase our strength here. Oh, I could do one more level up. My bad. There we go. Got ourselves some stuff now. But no, what else? Yeah, hold up, let me just take care of this. But I guess I should talk about Loki, actually. Which in that case, Loki is like a...
So, perhaps I go now. I bid thee, and once all in...
Bye. Okay. Loki is an interesting mess. I enjoy the mess, but it's not really like... It's something that I can see the flaws in. Which again, like, I have to explain it in terms of why. And that's a matter of... Well, so, I mean, for one, Loki as a character, it's Loki. I mean, there's not much else to say. He's a pretty great character. I forget the actor's name, apologies, but, the actor who plays Loki, not, Sylvie, which is Loki also, but Loki. They, he's like, I mean, like, he does a good job what he's written, what he's given, but it's not like, you know, it's not exactly stellar. So when it's like giving a 5-star chef a package of like 99-cent ramen. It's like, yeah, he could probably do a lot with that. He could probably cook all around that without like too much issue. But like, there's only so much you can do to make that taste good, if that makes sense. It's not like I know I'm weird about this, but like, that's what it feels like to me. He's just given like very stale, boring lines that don't work for him, and it kind of shows because he's, you know, that's what he's forced to read. You know what I'm saying? What else? Sylvie's actually a pretty brilliant performance. I feel like she does. The actress for her does very good. I would say she's right alongside the actor for Loki. Again, apologies, I don't remember both their names. I'm not good at remembering celebrity names much at all, so... sorry. But both of them do a pretty great job. And then, what is it? The story, though, is, where things get left to be desired. So we have the TVA, right? Which is... Huh! I never knew that this existed. Huh. Okay. Anyway. I'm just gonna ignore Adula Borealis. Not much I can say. Guy is a real loser. Unlike these lobsters, which are American snipers that can snipe from like... snipe accurately from like 50 miles away. Anyway. Oh man, yawning. Caffeine's not starting to not work, which sucks because you know I need my caffeine to survive, baby. I need it.
Spoke, shall I share them?
Okay,
In
yep.
Hark, guidance, put the jar, let a new brandish.
Okay.
The flame, I'm glad it was. I must thank you. Please continue.
All right. No, the plot was just all over the place with it. The TVA is an interesting concept, but they do like very little with that, if that makes sense. Like they deal with anomalies, right? But the thing is like it's been a while since I've watched it, so like I've kind of it's one of those things where like I would remember it the second I started watching it again. But I remember having problems with the plot in terms of the TVA. Oh yeah. So here's the thing. I get it. Sylvie's a very elusive Loki that knows about the TVA directly. It's not. She's not an ordinary variant or whatever. She knows exactly what's going down. It's still kind of it feels like they are the TVA, which is as far as we can tell is like the highest standing in the universe, really. I mean, they can put Infinity Stones literally within like a fucking office drawer and like treat it like a joke, you know what I'm saying? And Loki's like having a mental breakdown in the background when he figures this out. Not the back in the show. He's like, "What the fuck is this?" Right? Like these things are like literally like God stones where I come from, and yet like they're just like in like the office drawers or whatever, right? And yet Sylvie, this one Loki, is unable to be caught. Again, no shade against her. She's again, I feel like it makes sense in terms of she is a Loki that has a knowledge of the TVA, right? But that leads to the problem of, again, like this TVA. The TVA is like this godly entity, right? These godly entities that are able to just, again, casually handle Infinity Stones, casually handle Norse gods, basically anyone, really. And they are having I feel like it would be more understandable if like it's this constant game of cat and mouse where both of them are somehow getting the comeuppance on the other, really. That's what I feel like would make a little more sense here. Again, I get that it's supposed to make it so that Sylvie looks competent in comparison, right? Because these TVA guys are a big deal. So then, like, what happens when we have, like, this TVA is being made a fool out of? by like this one Loki, right? And that's why we need another Loki. But again, like it feels like they've dealt with Loki so many times. Like Loki is known as like the most common variant, right? It's literally stated in the show. That Loki variants are just, you know, they just happen a fucking shit ton because Loki's an asswipe, right? Also, this guy took way more work than necessary. But I did it for the money. The money, the glam, the fame. But no, anyway, another thing that I just thought of, I think this was like a big issue I had with the whole time traveling aspect, right? Is that variants can't be detected within, generally can't be detected within, within parts of the timeline that are like obviously about to end, like I don't know, a Pompeii incident or something like that, right? Natural disasters, normal disasters, things that people don't walk away from, basically. So nothing you say to them is gonna matter. But like, technically, it would change up things, right? Like, there's the Pompeii ash mold of this one guy, right? Who was given his chain one last jerk before he got covered in the lava. Basically, he wanted to go out for one last ride, basically. Which, you know, all the power to him. Not my thing, but you know. But that's what he was doing in his last breaths of life, right? That was his thing, right? So like, what happens when you change that, right? Like, what happens when, like, I don't know, Loki goes up to this guy, and by pure accident just goes like not pure accident, or like just like says whatever, right? Just says something, and this guy is convinced not to do said action as his last thing on God's green earth, right? He decided that that wasn't for him. That's a famous thing, right? Would that count as a variant? I feel like it depends on the scale of it all, right? If it's, for example, a planet that's being destroyed, right? Just like completely eradicated by like a meteorite or whatever. Then like everyone dying is like, yeah, it's a problem. And whatever you say to no matter what you say to someone, it's not really going to change much, really. But you could change. I feel like you just got to be careful with it. That's a problem. Because like, what happens when you sneak on the ship? That means you've technically survived it, meaning that you are now a variant, I guess, right? Like in the timeline. Come at me, you dumb samurai. I have bow power. I'll use the famous quote of, it takes years for a master swordsman, but it only takes a few days to train a podunk farmer to wield a bow, right? That does literally the same effect. So cool, I love samurais, okay? He's living a roly-poly life. Nope. Barely got a shot in. He's definitely a far more evasive person once you get to this stage. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because he's almost dead. Okay. Come on. All right. Whoop, nope. Back up, back up. Back up. Fuck off. There you go. I mean, that's 5 decks, so, you know, that definitely changes up my damage a bit. Oh, yeah, that gives me some damage. And we're still light load. Okay. We're gonna have a very funky, goofy setup here, but, you know. When do I not look funky and goofy? Okay. Got this. Okay. There we go. 409, 607, which is pretty alright in terms of where we could be. Granted, that's with Radagon Source Seal, so it's pretty disingenuous a little bit. But you know, it's still pretty good. My question is, should we, I feel like we should take Fire Giant on first, right? Because if we're gonna take Fire Giant on, we need Blood Arrows. That's a kind of a given here. And I want a way to buy infinite roses. That's my thing there. I know there's technically a way to farm them, and it's not that bad, but also I'm lazy and I don't want to farm a bunch of roses. I just want to, you know. I just want to buy them and just like, you know, shoot a bird like for 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden I have everything I could ever need. In a context, that sounds very weird. And I'm just realizing that, you know. I'm a very strange person in terms of just saying weird out of pocket shit without really meaning it. Just ignore everyone here. And then we run into this issue, which is kind of a... We need to... I know who sells roses. Unfortunately, I do. Okay, why do you get to do that? It's the merchant over here. And now there's a... The problem with him is that he is like the only merchant in the game, as far as I'm aware of, that doesn't have a fast travel point directly to him. Like the fucking traveling merchants. I mean... It's kind of crazy that he just doesn't. Just fuck him up. Nope, 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 nope. And now we got this guy, who, as far as I know, is actually pretty strong.
Please stop this.
Very forgiving for a guy that just got shot in the head.
Please, don't hurt me.
I hate doing this. Ah, shit! I just got jump scared there by that guy. I forget, there's always a second fucking one of these. A second one of fucking these guys. Okay. Nope. Okay. Heal, heal. Just kill you. Sorry, guy. You're a pretty nice dude. And I really hate doing this to you because you're pretty cool. But I want a more convenient way of buying your shit. I promise your blood roses aren't too useful otherwise, and I would really not use this method because I could just farm them and I would be more eager to farm them. But we need a lot more roses than just, you know, what I can farm. Also, I got bell bearings for days. All right. 800 per, which is ungodly in how expensive that is. But for fire giants, we'll need about 20 will make, what is it? 200. So if we can just make, I don't know. We could probably make 400 and we'll be fine. it's not incredibly needed. I'm more just planning if, like, you know, if we die. I want to get Fire Giant taken care of, mostly just because, what's it called? Alexander's questline, and also Ancient Dragon, well, Ancient Somber Smithing Stones. Because the only ones that are available are either at the Halleck Tree, Ancient Snowfields, or, what's it called? Far Missoula. And out of the two options, I guess Crumbling Snowfields is a little easier. It just depends more on whether you find Fire Giant easier or harder than Captain Nile. And I find Captain Nile to be a fucking bitch to handle. Especially, like, y'all would know. Y'all know if you saw the shield only run. It's kind of ridiculous how much that man is despicable. I wonder what ending I should go for. I should probably... I'm gonna... weirdly enough, I've never done just the plain old normal Elden Ring ending. So I'm just gonna do that this time. It feels weird, especially since we went through the effort of doing Ronnie's questline. But, like, that's just kind of a matter of that's what we needed to do. Ah, damn it. I made it through. Perfect. Alright. Let's go make myself copious amounts of bloody arrows. That somehow make people bleed more than usual. Which is, you know, why? $129. I'll never want for them ever again. Let's put it like that. How many bones do I have? Only 14, okay. I know, we're grinding this bird a little bit, but this will be the last grinding set it'll be. Bones are very cheap, so we can just probably shoot this bird 3 times and we'll be pretty good. Bye, bird. God, is the AI so fun to exploit every once in a while. Alright. We got that. Now we should have enough resources to create blood arrows. Well, we should be able to buy enough resources to make blood arrows. That's a better way of stating it. And for Rykard, I'm already planning out with frost arrows. It's really our only option. Frost arrows into maybe, what's it called? God damn. Okay. Frost arrows into just like Radon's bow. The lion bow. Just because of how much, like, the damage possibilities. I should do fire. The problem with Fire Giant is that it's just like, I mean, he's a giant. Like I can't. I need something to still push him down just a little bit. Yeah. We'll make it. We'll try our first attempt on Fire Giant. How about that? No point in trying to prolong it. Just, you know, go right for it. Ugh. And enter Fire Giant, which is... Fire Giant's gonna be slightly annoying. And also, I thought you could jump over that. Could you not? Run across some pretty dangerous bleed procs. Ouch. I hate that this fireball just constantly chase you. It's like a constant thing you gotta worry about. Ouch. What? All right. It was definitely all right. It was just a matter of... He's still annoying. And trying to take care of him on the ground is painful enough. Trying to take care of him... But trying to take care of him on horseback is painful enough. Trying to take care of him on the ground with a bow is, terrifying. So you know. Yes. Fire when we're ready. There you go. Just take this bleed. Ouch. that was my bad. I should have looked out. No, I did not mean to shoot. I meant to roll. Ouch. Maybe I should try to frostbite then go for bleed procs, because it's a bit like the damage is just not really doing much. And the bleed procs just aren't happening here. Like, I've gone through a majority of my arrows just trying to get... I could have probably gotten the face too if I just didn't fucking, you know, just stand there. I want to see something. How much damage will this do? I assume not a crazy amount, but you know, it's worth testing out. Okay. Let's see how this goes. I hate that attack so much. Okay, that was pathetic of me. Very much pathetic of me. Time to play him serious. I hate that this bird notices me every single time I walk by. I know it's technically not an actual danger, but it just gives me the nerves up. It really is weird that's the only way to avoid that attack. Oh, come on. You really roll away at the very last second? It's okay damage. It's not the best. Okay. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Right, is that how it goes? Why are you rolling around like this, my guy? You don't need to be rolling around like this. You're too big for that. Ah, damn it. I mean, this was definitely a strategy, but it's not really a worth it strategy. Hold on. Let me see here. Let's go to the handy dandy Elden Ring wiki. Arrows. Let's see here. There's Cold Bone, which frostbite. There's Rot, which we could use, but that's Rot strategies are always kind of I want to avoid it if possible. The frostbite arrows might be useful. But by might, I mean probably are. Because whoa, what is it that you need to craft it with? Rammed crystal bud. Oh, that's fucking annoying. It's definitely useful. It's just, oh, that's an expensive frost arrow. Eh. Either way, I'm feeling kind of tired at this point. Been up all day, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hit the hay for the day. So, thank you all for watching. I'm glad to have been back. The power situation is finally taken care of. The situation in general is finally taken care of. So I'm glad to be back. Thank you all for watching, and have yourselves a damn good one. Thank you.